In this first video, we will have a look at the main screen of Log Explorer. Let's start by looking at the different sections of the main Log Explorer screen. When you open Log Explorer for the first time, you see an almost empty screen. That is because you haven't selected the folder that contains your telemetry log files. So let's start by doing just that. Click on the Load Directory button. Navigate to the directory with the log files and click Open. Now the left pane of the screen shows a list of model names with a small triangle symbol at their left. When we click this triangle, the list of telemetry log files for that model are shown, with a green bar indicating the size of the log file. The log files are sorted by their date and time, with the newest, most recent files on top. When you have relatively long model names, the left pane can be too narrow to display their full name. Drag the right side border of the left pane to expand it. This will now show the full date and time of the log files, but we still can't read the full model names. Drag the border of the leftmost column to the right to make it wider, until you can see the full name of the model, followed by the number of log files for that model. Now we have a full and convenient overview of our complete collection of telemetry. To complete the overview, Log Explorer can show you statistics about the number of flights per year for each model. If, like me, you have too many models, yeah, right, to keep track of all the specifics of each models, you can use the feature of Model Notes in Log Explorer to document this. You can document specifics about batteries, weight, center of gravity, telemetry sensors, and so on. You can then print all these model notes on handy 1/4 page cards for later use on the flying field. Now let's get back to our main window. Right-clicking on a log file opens a context menu with more features. The first item in the context menu allows you to view the raw telemetry data. This also offers various filtering and sorting capabilities to further inspect your telemetry data in detail. The next two items will be discussed later, and the last item is self-explanatory. It allows you to delete the selected log file from disk. When you delete the file, the overview in Log Explorer will be updated accordingly. And this brings us to the main functionality of Log Explorer, plotting telemetry data, which will be explained in more detail in a next video. Selecting a log file will display in the middle pane a list of all the telemetry channels available in the log file. To show the graph of one or more channels, just click on the corresponding checkbox. While we are viewing the selected log file, let's take the opportunity to look at some more log file-related functionality. The first tab contains data about the plot above. This will be covered in the next video. The second tab page contains flight notes. Here you can write down any specific aspect about the flight or even incidents which you might want to recall or review later. The third tab allows you to link one or more videos of the flight to this log file. You can add or remove a video and mark its type, which is either ground or onboard. You can even play the video from here. Of course, this list of telemetry log files isn't static in time. Whenever you go flying, you will accumulate more files on your radio. The issue here is to know which files on your radio aren't on your PC and in Log Explorer yet. This is where the synchronization feature of Log Explorer comes in. When you click the Sync Remote Logs button, a dialog will open to have you select the folder that contains the log files on your radio. Normally, you would first connect your radio to your PC and navigate to the logs folder of your radio SD card. But for the sake of this demonstration, I created a folder locally on my PC that mimics the logs folder on my radio with new log files. Now we see the synchronization dialog, which can be used in two modes. This is the most common option, where Log Explorer will show you all the files on the radio that are newer than the most recent file on your PC. You will use this after you went flying, and you want to add the log files of these flights to Log Explorer. You can select or deselect the files to decide which ones will be synchronized to the PC and added to the log file overview in the left pane of the main window. As you can see, the files were copied and imported correctly into the log file overview. But in some cases, you could have some older log files around that you haven't added to Log Explorer yet. In that case, open the Sync Remote Logs dialog again and navigate to the folder containing those older files. In this scenario, you choose the second synchronization mode, as the first one will display no files, as they are all older than the most recent file in your Log Explorer overview. As you can see, the files were copied and imported correctly into the log file overview. These are the core elements of the main window of Log Explorer. The ones we didn't mention here will be covered in some of the next videos. Watch the next video to see how you can perform an in-depth analysis of your telemetry data.